maestro. You got it.
One, two, three.
Welcome to Soul Connection Podcast, episode 4. Today I'm excited to present to you one of my best friends, my brother, mi hermanito, mi hermanazo,
Compadre, mi causa,
mi primo, Percunas.
my dance partner,
Always.
my crazy creator.
Always crazy, weird,
Sunrise.
everything.
Sunrise Gazer and making people dance.
Making people live.
Yeah, you gotta, infuse a little bit of that, It's good, uplift people. I mean, even if they don't want it. Sometimes.
Even if they don't want it, because even if they don't want it, we're still gonna live our lives the way we live.
I just don't care if they want it or not. I just do it. I'm very selfish. I live my life the way I want it.
As we should be.
Yeah, no? Right?
Yeah.
If we don't, then we are not truthful to ourselves. Yeah. But we don't do it for the people. We do it for ourselves, really. What happens, people benefit by default, but we being just reckless a little bit,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
brother, we met over a year ago, bro, and it's been amazing. You're like a wizard to me. A farmer, a chef, a gardener, a mystic of nature and just being free. Bro.
No, you're a farmer, but I wish one day. I used to have a homestead, but it's happening again. Yeah, because I think, my philosophy, nature is as spiritual as it gets, That's what I love, nature, and everything that I do relates to it. So, yeah.
Percunas, where are you from, bro?
I'm from Jupiter. That's what I have unconventional answers for conventional questions. I am like you from everywhere, We've been based in Tulum since the last few years.
Yeah.
And Tulum holds this space for lots of creators and people that have an unconventional path, let's say, like many places in the planet, It doesn't feel like that. Well, San Diego was my home base before that. When I go back to California, it was beautiful though, when you create your own atmosphere and surround yourself with humans that resonate with what you have to express and create and be inspired with. If you're in that state of inspiration and creation, and excitement. If you're trying to figure out, then you're more likely surround yourself with the opposite of that, or maybe the levels before that, And I think if you want me to explain more about that, for humanity itself, I don't think there's higher than that. Yeah, even though most people want to get very spiritual and stuff like that. Yeah, so yeah, that's my life philosophy in that sense is very simple.
Yes, bro. I love the way you are and you live your life. You inspire me because you are you unapologetically at all times. It doesn't matter what people think. You will do what you want to do.
Sometimes.
Okay.
Sometimes. Yeah, I'm like everybody else have limitations too, and I'm a human,
Are you?
Maybe. Time to time. When depends. What is cooking? Depends how the tacos smell like. Then I gotta digest. Yeah.
So, bro, tell me a little bit about, because you've been in Tulum for some time. This is where we met. Tulum is a very magical place. I've shared what I know, but what is Tulum for you? I know.
A playground like many places in the planet, the planet itself. It just happens to have a little bit more of that sense of connection that you have with people. It was 2020, the magical turning point for humanity itself, where humans kind of gather in places, stepping away from the mainstream of fear that was happening at that time. So Tulum was one of those places, and I got to meet like a concentrated pack of like incredible humans. You know, humans that I like to be around. You know, it's rare. It is rare. More likely, I will be attracting those humans into my life from different situations. You know, it happens wherever I am. You know, it was for a long time in San Diego, California, but now here in Tulum, it's kind of effortless. You just
Yeah.
walk the street, and then like you have incredible connections and conversations, and just playfulness. You get into an adventure. It's like certain places, you know, that carries that energy. You know, when people is connecting between each other effortlessly.
Yeah.
That's the main thing to me. Then, like, of course, nature plays incredible
Mm.
role in that. Like, we still, like, this Yucatan Peninsula is mostly jungle, you know,
And cenotes.
and cenotes and the ocean. And these past days, the wind,
The wind, bro.
was so. I mean, I love it. It has variety, you know, variety.
Yeah.
Variety is the substance, you know, that nourishes, you know, and make us expand to and be the diversification of things and people, you know, is what doesn't let us to be just sitting in one place and, you know, not to get bored, you know, about life itself.
Mm.
Yeah. I keep changing, you too.
I mean, that's one law of the universe that will never change, is that changes every day at all
we
times.
just get more crazy every day.
Probably.
More confused. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. There's something about Tulum that's like you follow the white rabbit, and you just. And the white rabbit to me is like following your intuition when something happens. You're like, oh, let's go there. Why? I don't know, but let's go anyway.
Yeah, if you're like in that state of presence, yeah, you just flow. Magic, you know? Yeah, then it's not a white rabbit, it's a cruise between a white rabbit and unicorn alien. Dancing, white unicorn alien dancing all around. So, yeah, it happens here a lot. The music too, the music is the best that I have found in the world. And I love to dance, so what better place to be?
Okay, just a little background. This man loves to go to, what is this festival? Burning Man.
It's not a festival.
It's
But
not a festival.
it's something. It's something. I mean, honestly, I don't plan it. The last 2 years, it just happened. With the 2 years before, when the rain happens, I maybe plan for a week in advance. The year before, I decided the very same day. And I've been doing that since 2019. You know, consistently. I'm not sure if I'm gonna go or not. Maybe in 1 or 2 years, I have my tickets in advance. You know, but so far it's still going. Yeah, there's something about that, which I mean, for everybody is different, no? But I definitely there are things that I appreciate about that happening, you know, every year.
Yeah.
And definitely, I miss it if I don't go. It's like, yeah, you start feeling the FOMO, you know.
Bro, and then you make great content when you're out there too, especially with your.
Oh, that was 2 years ago. Yeah. I was recording this sort of like a wellness program, and it was like 70 something videos. And the last 5 videos, it happens to be at Burning Man. And I will wake up for the sunrise, and I will go to the playa, and it's just like magical. It's just incredible. All the situations and things that happened. Yeah, I had one of the best years, that day of the rain. I finished already because it lasted 2 extra days because, you know, I couldn't burn the man. So I actually did finish my that video sequences. It was just like a half an hour of my day, you know, that will invest into like just getting to the playa, set up my stuff, and just like talk about certain subject. Yeah. Yeah, and then like I mean, Burning Man is like my goodness, you know, eye candy everywhere. You know, the people is art, music is art. Like camps, you know, they have so many hundreds of thousands of things to offer. The place is unique. It's rough. It's beautiful. It's tough. You know, it's challenging, and take you to your limits. Yeah, yeah. If you go through that and you make peace with the environment, and then you expose yourself to nature, and you expose to the people, to the earth. You know, everybody's with that willingness, you know, to because that's what happens when you expose yourselves and connect with nature. You know, that natural curiosity. You know, you appreciate things in a more like a tune and a harmonious and open, broader perspective. Then you look at more than you usually see. Then like you connect with situations and humans and experiences effortlessly.
Wow.
Yeah, so Burning Man, for me, not for everybody's the same. One day a Burning Man of experiences, like those moments of like serendipity and full like excitement. It happens like many, you know, that for sometimes doesn't happen through the whole year. Okay, so we're talking about, yeah, it's like a high dose of dopamine and like all the levels of excitement that you can have, really. And I don't consume any drugs, so it's not about that to me. You know, I guess some people go far away, travel the galaxy, but yeah. Let's stop talking about Burning Man because
That can go on forever.
it can go forever, definitely. And damn, we finished.
Burning Man, done.
Done.
Okay. Bro, you're an interesting man to be around, to talk to. I see how you interact with everybody like you're grown up, and your kid is always here. But more so the kid in you, which I love, bro, because the kid is so smart, right? But let's talk a little bit about how, because,
Right.
yeah, nature. When did you first really start to connect, and what are like big things that stand out to you that really helped you as far as like maybe a philosophy or perspective that nature has shown you?
I think my inclination to learn about different philosophies and cultures since I was really young. Maybe it was 11 years old when I started learning things that, you know, most people around our age start getting into, like metaphysics and Taoism, Hinduism, you know, yoga, all these disciplines, mental disciplines. But I guess it got interested into that because before that, since I was a kid, since I remember, I would go and lose myself in the meadows, or like I would go with my bicycle and there's whatever green place. I was just so. I was sitting there on top of trees and looking at the river, moving, flowing. I would just get absorbed and I would lose kind of like for a little bit like consciousness of this reality and submerge into this universe. And then you look at the details, and the more you look at it, the more like the communication is established between you and that wonderfulness that is everywhere. You know, then like you don't see it just in the trees, and then you can see it here on this rock. I can see in you, I can see in the walls, I can see it in the AC blowing. You know, it's everywhere. You know, there's like yeah, it's just, I guess for every human, it's never lost, but through the socialization process, we forget about that connection. And to me, that's the most important thing, a more valuable thing to learn. That's the reason why we have separations between each other, between countries. That's why politics and religion exist, just to distract you from the fact that you can be connected to the stream of unlimited intelligence, which is this universe, or nature, call it, or whatever you want to call it, God. But when you label it God, then like you get into like lots of our premises and human conceptions, you know. But when you connect with nature without the mind, just like into that stream of wisdom and beauty, you know, then it's all that as far as you can go. You know, that's how, for my opinion, that's how Asian civilization built, that they could build. Not because they were having machines like some people say, makes no sense, but, or like because aliens came and did something. No, you actually can comprehend the algorithm of nature's creation, the deeper you get in there. Yeah, things like knowing the past and the future, seeing it, it comes as natural, you know, or as living longer too, or as learn different disciplines or different aspects of life. Everything relates to nature, you know, like, for example, yoga, Tai Chi, Qigong, those practices that you do, someone at the beginning copy those patterns from nature and put it into a human format. And then call it like yoga, call it like salutations to the sun, which you see the animals do it all the time. You know, Tai Chi, which is the flow of nature, the wind, the elements, the sun, you know, the water, or like a Qigong, which is just an energy pulsing. Nature is pulsing consistently, and you're just moving through it, and then you call it Qigong, which is just separated from actually what it is. All those conceptualizations, you know, they're like always like people focus on that. Oh, I'm learning this, and but then forget. I'm not even. Sometimes many people die and don't even realize that which is the source.
Connecting to yourself.
Nature.
Yeah.
It's always. It's nothing that is not nature. That computer, you know, that technology, all the elements came from nature. The inspiration to create the programs and the circuits and all that, it came from nature. When you go to Burning Man, all the music and the aspects, everything comes from nature. Nothing that is on nature. So, yeah, there's not much to talk about anymore. We can just finish this podcast right now. Just tell you all that you need to know. Yeah.
Nah. So yeah, what I use this for is just to share wisdom from different perspectives from your own life's path, because I believe we all have a wisdom that is unique to ourselves that only you have, because only you have your life and you have the way you process things. So with that being said, my next question would be, what are some key points in your life, like that you were able to turn a pain or a trauma into a gift, a wisdom, a lesson, an energy, a superpower?
As a way to put it, I usually don't depart from the problem, but I rather take a moment to look everything from perspective and see where I'm thriving, see where I'm in a more vibrant and a harmonious state, and go from there. You know, whatever situations in which we feel discord in life, what you call traumas, or like all those situations, when you look at it, that transforming, just the fact that you're looking at it is already a space of discord and a space of disharmony and a space of no harmonious space. When you look at it from that perspective, there is nothing wrong in anyone, from my perspective. Right? There's nothing wrong. You are perfect the way you are, with all the limitations, with all the beliefs, with all the traumas, whatever you want to call it. From this moment in time, we create. No? And of course, you know, we are humans. We get into discord, we get into stress, we get into depression, we get into all these negative aspects. The only difference is how often or
how long
you in it.
Yeah.
And then for me, I rarely feel depressed. You know, I rarely feel like I don't do that approach. That's what the experience. I do experiences for living. So my experiences are for me holding that space. Holding that space. I'm not gonna talk about the trauma. Good, if you want to talk for 5 minutes, done. Let's move forward. You know, it makes no sense to hold the energy of like the discord, like I just was talking. It's not about talking about. It's not about ignoring it. It's about choosing. You know, if I'm gonna make a meal, you know, and I'm not just gonna make it out of garlic. You know, garlic is a tiny little ingredient, and hot chilies too, but it adds contrast to the flavors. If I wanna make a painting, I'm not just gonna throw like a 90% black painting. But most people focus so much on that they lose track of like actually what they are here for.
Yeah.
They're here to have a colorful life. So grab the colors of life, and then you have trauma, cool. You have like dark situations, cool. But if this is the only thing that you're gonna be talking about, that's what life becomes. Just because you're talking about it.
This is something that came up for me recently with some friends and clients too, where it's like, okay, it's okay to talk about your pain, but okay, it's there, you're processing it, let it go. You don't have to live in it for so long, but we're so used to suffering, because as we know, suffering is 100% caused by your own mind.
Yeah, always. Yeah, the mind is this universe is mind.
Yeah, so don't be afraid to let it go. We're addicted to suffering in this life, and when you don't have to be, like, just in my opinion, and I'm pretty sure you have a similar philosophy, live in the moment, live in the now, focus right here. Like, I'm here with you, where I'm fully present with you.
Yeah, I don't even think about it. It just happens. You know, I'm like, I don't even have to think about, you have to do this. I don't try to change people. I mean, sometimes I do. I fall into like this stupid habit of like trying to help someone when he's not ready for it.
Yeah.
When people want to change, they're ready to receive, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but yeah, I still like, of course, make mistakes like everybody else, and it's part of my nature as a human being. But yeah, life is simple and uncomplicated if you want this to be.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Well, for most people, it's not.
It's not. It's not. It doesn't
Yeah.
have to be. But if you want it to be simple, it's simple. If you want it to be complicated, it's complicated. It's just, what do you want?
Yeah. What do you want?
What do you want?
We want to be happy. Everybody wants to, but we forget about that.
But it's not just, oh, I want to be happy. What does happiness look like to you?
Every single moment of time has a possibility for that.
Mm.
Every single second, every breath, you know, it's an opportunity to move forward towards that better feeling place. Yeah, but it is what it is. You know, most humans we're not there. Yeah, we play this game, you know, since we are born. Like, I don't know if we sign up for it or it just was imposed, but since we are born, we are bombarded by things that limit our self-expression to be free and careless, you know, and like every single animal in the planet is, you know, connected with a stream of intelligence, which is nature. But we get into this humanity game, and we need a cell phone, and we need a house.
A car.
We need a
or
car.
a scooter.
And it's okay. It's so wonderful too. You know, it's so wonderful. And ultimately, it doesn't matter. You know, it's part of the game. All the aspects of it. It's sort of like this is just an illusion. So why do we even worry about it? No. Yeah.
You know, there was an interesting topic of conversation today at the beach sunrise with my friend, and we were talking about like money. And oh well, I want to make 10,000 per month, or like 100,000. But it's like, how much do you actually really need? And like, okay, what for me to be happy? What do I need?
Depends. No, depends what you want to create. Money is sort of, it's just energy. If I want to, I can live with very little. You know, if I am focusing in some sort of creation, then the energy moves towards it. And it's not because it's more. It's just they simply like. It's just call it money, call it opportunities, call it like connections, call it like friendship, call it like the abundance that is so palpable in nature. It's unlimited. You are rich as much as you want. Call it like whatever you want to call it, but it's about the creation, though. If I want to create a whole new reality, I need all the money in the world. If I want to create just a different type of quesadillas, I just need like 50 pesos and my imagination. And always is your imagination, you know?
And I don't even think we need all the money to create a whole new reality,
No,
because
it's
that's
just
all
the
within
same.
you anyways.
Yeah.
It's just a switch of perception that you can literally do.
Well, you gotta understand, we live in a humanity of greed and separation. Separation, disconnection from the environment, from nature, generates fear. And fear resonates with greed, with ambition, with wars, with poverty, with letting some forces to control you. You know, fear. So if the more connected you are between yourself and the environment, then you see all that abundance. Honestly, imagine during COVID, okay? During COVID, it was like how many? 2 years? Like people were like incarcerated themselves, you know, in the deepness of their limited perception of reality and imagination. Like they just believe whatever they tell you. So 2 years. If we use actually 6 months of that, okay, to grow your own foods, only 10% of the population do that. The population that got incarcerated, they got like a, you know, only 10% of the population grow their own foods, become self-reliant. Only takes one season. Guess what? One season to do what? In one season, humanity wouldn't be the way it is because that generates a change reaction. People realize like, fuck, I can be self-independent. I don't need to buy food at the stores. I can use elements and grow my own money, literally. I become healthier, more conscious, more clear-minded because I'm in nature. And that's what nature gives you, like a awareness and a sense of clarity. I know who I am because I am in nature. I know who I am. Then I know my path. I know my way. I know my purpose. And then that affects like a expands. It's sort of like a speaker. You know the speaker. You know when a speaker sounds like one, two speakers sounds like three, three speakers sounds like nine.
Yeah.
So it amplifies. I have groups of people. When I was in San Diego, and I felt like we are changing the laws. We are changing the weather just by being ourselves. Like, I could feel it like sometimes like, this is happening? Suddenly things will happen in reality, you know, like, are we influencing that? Maybe. Maybe just because a few people have a mindset towards something, you know? Like one person is incredible that what one person can achieve. There's this guy in India, Siyan Pahet, I think is his name. And he created a whole wasteland in India into a forest by himself, which hosts some now elephants, tigers.
Wow.
Yeah, just one person, just going and planting trees every day, like a hobby. You just love it, you know? I mean, like if one person can do that.
Imagine
just one person.
The collective consciousness.
But we are like so embedded into this separation, and then we hope for money, or we want money, and we sell our soul to the devil for money. A lot.
A lot.
And then what we do with that money? Just buy more unhappiness.
And you can't even buy happiness. It's not real.
No, that's what I'm saying. Unhappiness.
Unhappiness.
Very expensive unhappiness, you know, that comes in.
It's like a lot of people are in a hurry to get absolutely nowhere. You're missing the point of enjoying where you are now at all times.
Yeah, I guess, yeah, there is, I mean, not everybody's like that, of course, you know, there's the whole spectrum here. That's the beauty about reality, you know, this reality that we live. It's a melting pot of like wrongs and rights and different perspectives, you know. So it's meant to be. All that greed, all those wars, and all that destruction of nature that you see. It's hard to digest, though. Personally, me, now living here in the Yucatan Peninsula most of the year, you know, and then you see every year like most of the jungle being like depleted.
Yeah.
Like if I wish, you know, people could see the value that one tree has, you know.
And in here, they do a really good job of that. This is the first place in the world that I've seen where they'll leave a tree in the middle of the street because they know the value of it to an extent. Somebody that was doing that made sure not to cut that tree down.
Hopefully, yeah.
And like they'll put
cool they'll drawing a freaking tree in the middle of the road.
No, yeah. But they'll put like a whole street with cement and leave that tree there. And like this is like, there's like hundreds of trees like that here.
Yeah.
So
but there's still like big corporations tearing down the jungle, like just leaving the limestone. Yeah, the airport. If you see the airport in Tulum, they cut like millions of trees. You know,
yeah, and the mine train too.
But eventually, maybe, what I've been thinking is on a project to create like a living structures that doesn't really touch, actually enhance the natural spaces. That's maybe too advanced for yet. Hopefully, it comes into fruition when we still like have the rainforest. You know, not when it's already cut it down. Or also, you can bring the jungle back to the city. Yeah, there are ways to do that. The other day, going towards Playa del Carmen, I saw these two structures. They've been abandoned for many years, I guess. And one is like a huge tower, and the other one, they were in front of each other next in the other side of in each side of the freeway or the highway. And the other one was kind of like a parking lot, or maybe it was a water park. It's a structure that goes in a spiral. So the funny thing is, both of them, in the one on the left, you see trees on the very top. You know, they're coming out of the windows and everywhere. You know.
Wow.
It was like, oh wow, that could be like a building here. You know. And then in the other one too, it's like plants coming out of things, like a freaking the jungle took over. You know, and the whole structure is green. You know.
Wow.
And nobody did it, just nature did it.
Nature.
You know?
The
You
art.
can tell it's been there for like maybe 20 years like that. Nobody touched it. You know, like trees start growing on top of it. Yeah, if you are in a state of presence and connection, and you go and connect with nature, and you create something with it, understanding the value that the biodiversity that nature brings to you, you know, is precious, it's priceless. And you connect with nature and you create from that perspective. What you're going to compose has yet not a space in most of the human conceptualization of what architecture is, and living in harmony with the environment. When we look at harmony in the environment, we just think about going naked and living like an animal. No, but it doesn't have to be. I mean, we have a rich technology at this point that we could like easily actually revert the destruction of environment and provide a better way of living for all humanity. Now, in this time, we have the knowledge for that, but the separation is still stronger, you know, and the greed and all the rest is still like taking place for like a.
I feel like they're all doing its part for the light. It's just like a whole bunch of different kinds of ingredients, and some are sweet, some are spicy, some are hot, some are cold. You know what I mean? And it's gonna take all of that for the ultimate goal. But I mean,
who knows?
I feel like the ultimate goal is not to worry about what somebody else is doing. Is to make your own life like heaven on earth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Man, I live that way.
Exactly.
But yeah, it's still like I look at reality like most people do. You know, I still get affected by it. You know, I guess the better I become only focusing on the creation, the better I can influence. If it matters or not, who knows anyway. Yeah, I was just gonna change dimension. I guess that's what happens. You know, you switch dimension, they're like, ooh, we're in paradise.
In the same place.
The same.
With different perspectives. Just a switch. Whoop. No. Got it.
With same maybe physical body.
So, okay, you've been on this path for a while. You don't age. You don't have a number. So for somebody that wants to be on this path that doesn't know how because they're too stuck in their mind or in the cycle of their work and making money and whatever, what tools, what practices have you used that you could recommend somebody like Qigong, yoga, breath work, your morning flow that we did? That was really good. So what do you like?
What do I like?
As far as practices for spirituality, for centeredness, for awareness, for being present, for whatever you want to call it.
I forgot I'm dressed like this. I'm dressed more like not like a hippie or spiritual. But spiritual.
Master Roshi.
Master Roshi. Oh, man, let me tell you the truth about yourself. Yeah. Nothing. Just do what you love to do. This may sound contradictory. Whatever is your excitement, you know,
Follow the path of
whatever
most
your
excitement,
excitement. But I mean that might lead like a completely the opposite of being. For someone, making money could be the excitement. For someone, creating weapons could be their excitement. You know, for someone like creating systems of control could be their excitement. You see what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like for someone creating a garden could be the excitement. For someone like there's like that's again we're in the spectrum of reality, which everything that exists has a reason to be. Yeah, even though I contradict myself, having opposite feelings about it. Because I'd rather live in a place of harmony and balance and peace, and everybody's loving each other. But it's not the case, right? It's just meant to be, meant to be.
But as long as you're in harmony and peace, that's all that matters.
Well, yeah, I mean, of course, you know, I live more happy than most people that I know.
Yeah.
But it became like not even a choice. It's just a way of being, you know. Yeah, I mean, yeah, basically, most of the people that listen to your podcast probably are in the stages of searching and seeking, you know, and finding ways to self-discover themselves,
To remember.
you know, and to be happier, you know, at the basis of it. It's not complicated. I just know that among all that spectrum, you know, of what we people call the spirituality, there's a ton of confusion that we joke about all the time. But, when is your next ayahuasca? You know, like, you know, I'm good at making fun of things like that. But even though do I look like this, I don't consume any plant medicine. Meat is medicine to me, but I mean, no, I'm talking about the psychotropics ones. Yeah, life is simple. Yeah, life is simple. If you want this to be a game, you know, but if you want to complicate it, go through all these extensions of what you believe is spiritual, and it's fine. It's part of like your tour in this existence. So enjoy the ride, whatever it is. Yeah, and for everyone, is you know everybody has to dance with the same rhythm. You know.
Exactly. No. Free will and personal preference.
Exactly.
There's a topic that was really interesting that makes perfect sense. It's like, okay, maybe one person is very spiritual and conscious and connected, and maybe one isn't. He's very matrixy or business, whatever. So one is choosing to live consciously and the other subconsciously. They're both going in the same direction. Like it's still you're still living your life the way you want to be. And even in a relationship, you can do that. You can be spiritual and connected and be with somebody who is not, as long as you guys understand the dynamic of the relationship. But to me, I was like, whoa, just to process that is liberating in itself, because there's no need to change anybody. There's no need for everybody to be enlightened or be loving, or you already are what you want to be.
Be what you want to be. Yeah, man. That's true. That's simple.
Very
Yeah.
simple.
Yeah. Yeah, just enjoy the moment if you can. Enjoy. I mean, we are privileged, so privileged to be here in this paradise that we call Riviera Maya. My goodness, this place is insanely with like amazing humans too, and it's a beautiful community. You're breathing out of the air in here. You're feeding your body and your soul, you know. And when you go around the planet too, you know, it could be the same thing. Yeah, it's all perspective, right? You have two people living in the same place, and some next door they're like having a hell of a time, you know, like suffering like crazy. You know?
Yeah.
We are giving, since the moment we are born, with a mind to think, you know. We are given the breath of life, you know, and that's all we need.
The breath of life.
Yeah.
You know, that's an interesting concept to me, because to think like God, source, energy, like that's breath, that's wind. You can't live without it. You inhale life.
Where does this come from?
Exactly.
Where does this come from?
Trees, nature.
Right. That's it.
Podcast, and then drop the mic. Boom.
Yeah. Boom, boom. Nature is gone.
nature's
Nature gone.
And this right away, everything is frequency. Nature is frequency. We are frequency. What I'm saying has a frequency, has a tone, has a it vibrates. This vibrates. We vibrate at a certain rhythm, and it's like tuning forks. When you find your soul tribe, the people that you connect with, you do it so effortlessly, and it makes no logical sense. Like tuning forks, if they're the same frequency, say 432 hertz, you hit one and one's vibrating. This one is still. You bring the vibrating one closer without touching, and they both start to vibrate. But if they're a different frequency, that won't happen. So it's the same thing with people.
Nah, they don't dance together.
Exactly. They don't dance together. That's perfect.
That's what I love about Tulum and certain places. Like we're gonna go later.
Where are we going?
Habitats maybe.
Oh yeah.
And then you jump into this stream of energy and you just run away. You know, like with dancing with like 30, 40 people, everybody in the same. Because music is pure vibration. You know, then like you are like feeling the ocean breeze and feeling this state of appreciation, and from there, you know, you're really celebrating the gift of being alive, and many magic happens, you know, from there.
Bro, Tulum, the first month or two that I was here gave me a beautiful wisdom download insight. And there's a difference between like dancing at a club with drinks that's indoor and closed and away from nature than dancing barefoot at the beach in a forest. There's a like big difference there in energy, but they both work. What I noticed was I was feeling sick and I was like coming out of it, but my stomach wasn't feeling well, but I went dancing anyways. And I saw you this night too, like a year ago. And I started dancing really slowly because my stomach wasn't there. And then before I knew it, I was fully sweating, dancing full on. And you're like, come on, let's go. And then it hit me. I was like, oh man, dancing is like a prayer that's extremely powerful. You create energy and give energy to others. As you create energy, you heal yourself and you heal others, and not just you and yourself. And other people. Also, the land around you feels this. And it's interesting too that can you believe there was a time where dancing was illegal because of like religions? Like, are you serious? No music, no, don't have fun.
I have this saying that I just once in a while apply to life. You know, say if you're not dancing, you're not dancing.
What are you doing?
So I mean, dancing is already a state of when you're in the flow. You know, not like dancing and barely moving. No, you're like really embodying yourself fearlessly and completely letting it go. You know, this is a high state of presence. To me, that's higher than meditation. It's higher than whatever most of the spiritual practice that exists, to be honest.
Yeah,
and,
I agree.
And it doesn't involve the mind really, because you're thinking when you're trying to meditate, or like when you're like doing some sort of breath work, you are like doing all together while you're dancing, but in a state of like a resonancy, like you just said, the tuning forks with people, with the music, with the environment. So, yeah, a flow, you know.
A flow.
A flow.
A primal flow where you don't have to think, you just are. You just, okay, what feels good? Let's do that.
It's a good way thing, especially, I guess it's the one first step for people that wants to feel in a better feeling place.
Yeah.
To start letting go of the mind and let themselves to drift with frequencies and vibrations that are tuning. The simplest is like just go look at the ocean, just look at it. Every time your mind wanders, just keep looking at it. Or look at a flower growing, grow a garden. You know, submerge yourself in that. Or anything, like a music. But not like but most people need a stimulation to let go. You know? To feel a good time. Most people need a stimulation to wake up. If you drink coffee or drink any substances. Most people need a stimulation to activate certain aspects of life. These alkaloids, amphetamines are all sort of like chemicals that alter your nerve system. They are so embedded in our society, you know, so embedded in all the things that we consume. I mean, I really know someone that doesn't consume anything like me. Really, I mean,
Yeah,
most
it's
people is
weird.
consuming
Everybody consumes something.
something consistently, you know.
And
Um,
what I have come to understand too on this path, bro, is that like there are natural remedies for everything that we think we need to consume. So, for example, like you're lacking energy, you want coffee, you want an energy drink? No, just take a cold shower.
well, I mean, like your
Take a cold shower.
the most natural for lack of energy will be your excitement.
Yeah,
If you wake
excitement
up,
for life and living.
if you wake up knowing like you're gonna do something that is gonna take you in a better feeling place, you want to do it, and you naturally, you know, your body, the cells of your body, like generate like the biochemistry for the energy to rise. But most people not living in that state. Most people living in the state of I wake up, I have to do it, you know, and I put my goals and for life, and I have to do it, and I have to go no matter what. And then I just start like pushing it, and then like stress, they get like lower and lower and lower, you know. The
Lower
cells
frequency,
compress,
yeah.
they get older quicker.
Yeah.
They like live a life without really knowing themselves, you know. But it's another, again, is part of the,
Live a life.
it's part of like it wouldn't, every leaf that falls from the tree becomes nutrition for the tree itself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not necessarily, but for a flower to blossom, you know, there were so many leaves that fell. You know, many flowers didn't blossom.
Mm.
So everything has a reason to be. I mean, I know there's not like there's no less a leaf that falls from the tree and get dry and becomes fertilized than the flower that blossom is part of everything.
Mm.
And this is something I just never say before. This is just came out of, you know,
Naturally.
naturally.
Yeah. Naturally.
Like I can go and walk in the kitchen and never walking before and use ingredients and I never had, and I will compose something. And I have 100%, have no doubt of it.
No, because it's intuitive. It's like you
It's the
already
mind.
know.
It's the mind. Stop using the word intuition because it's always the mind. Yeah, the mind is so insanely powerful. Intuition sounds more like to me lately like sort of a tricky thing, you know, something that comes out of nowhere. But it comes from like your state of connection. You get into the aspects of reality that you can pick, because in a sense, all the thought, all the ideas are there. You just need to like be vibration, like you resonate with certain people. You vibrate at a certain frequency, and then you maybe
Call
can
it in.
think like
Yeah.
Albert Einstein, or you can think like a Mahatma Gandhi.
Yeah.
Or you can think like the guy sweeping the street next door,
Yeah.
which is great too. You see the guys, and they are the happiest. I don't know if you have.
They're the happiest.
When you go see the sunrise, the guy cleaning the sargasso.
Yeah.
You know, and then you see they have this natural vibrancy. You know, they are looking at the sunrise every day. You know, and you have this natural spark. You know, right away like come. You know, like stuck to you, and then like, whoa, you know, it
Yeah.
feels like, and so like the women that live in the jungle, you know, they have this natural organic happiness,
Yeah.
you know.
There's something you said that stand out. You said to live a life and not even get to know yourself.
Yeah, that's most of humanity.
But to me, like that is where I love to help people remember that it is a privilege to love yourself and to get to know yourself. Because would you rather live a life that feels like you're in a rat race prisoner of your own mind, or a liberated life where you live in your greatness and are happy with work? You're happy at home. You're happy when things aren't good. You're happy when things are good because you understand.
But you're doing that even if you want it or not, just by being yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're doing it. So you're doing a good job. If that's what it make you happy, you know, people is benefiting from you being you. You know, even if you have or not a podcast, I used to give this example because mostly I've been a cook my whole life. Then some of the best meals I ever had, I was sitting in my table by myself, you know, and I will have like an insanely experience of I just compose this, and then like okay, you know, some people say you should have write the recipe, or you should have post a video online, or you have share this, or you should open a restaurant, like a million times, you know. Then like, but the energy that I generated in composing this, it didn't get lost. You know, it's still, and the next is even better.
Mm.
You know, it's still going, it's ongoing. It's like it's unlimited.
Mm.
You know, we are like fucking like thermonuclear bomb. You know, for like imagination and possibilities.
Mm.
Each human being. I don't even know the concept about it. I don't know about the specific of the scientific references to it. But I hear some people talking about things like that, but I relate to because I know like the expansions of yourself are so unlimited. Yeah.
Limits like fear are often just an illusion.
Yeah. I mean, it's fun. It's fun though. I mean, like, it's fun to always eat something different every day, or go to and you just go by the rhythm, and your body moves in a different way just because you're hearing, listening to a different rhythm. You know. Yeah.
Change it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Add some spice, some sweetness to your. Yeah, just change it up a little bit,
Get
please.
some jalapenos and habaneros and live life.
Yeah. But I think I want to touch base on intuition, because to me intuition is combining your mind with your emotions, and it's like, to me, the intuition doesn't come from here, it comes from your gut. It's like something that just takes over your body, that's like, it doesn't make any logical sense why I want to talk to this person, why I want to go do this, why I want to do that, but you do it because it feels right.
It does make logical sense when you get used to give attention to your emotions and then go and move towards life and take decisions based on the way you feel. The more you do that, you're, like you say, your high intelligence. That's your intuition is speaking. You know, your a state of connection between yourself and a broader perspective. You know, and if it becomes a word, it becomes an action, it becomes a direction, it becomes a moment in time where you're like sweetly connected with the dots of reality that please you the most, or like you're in the right time at the right moment. It's just like that, you know. Yeah. Yeah, that's why I don't use much that word anymore. We still use it sometimes. Hasn't I still like I'm getting used to it, but yeah, it's a sweet development. Simplified. The more you use it, the more becomes the normal. Then like you don't have to even use a word, the concept, or explain it, or just simply happens. Ideally, the more you do it. But sometimes we don't. Sometimes I forget about my connection, and I become like everybody else, and I get into stress. I get into unwanted situations, and but when I am there, I quickly then I realize like wait a minute, it's good to see what's happening around, being present,
Being present, that's like the most precious gift you can give anybody, so why not give it to yourself?
Right. Right. Yeah. Being happy is being present.
Bro, I'll never forget the day me and you and Tati went to the beach, and she's like in her own thing, and me and you with a speaker were dancing at the beach for sunrise. Nobody's really there. There's no party. The party's just here, and then random people will come up and we'll like make them go through like the tunnel of our arms and dance with, bro.
Everyone will react positively because you
Everyone,
can tell them being afraid to come, and then some people will see us coming, they like are trying to avoid us, and we were just being like a really kind of like I don't know, maybe imposing this thing, but of course nobody really reacted negatively.
No.
Like
no.
and then people will go actually all the way, right?
Yeah.
Some people will really get into it. That was funny. It was fun. Yeah, that's actually a good sort of like a representation of how you can influence the outcome by being careless. Like there's two people that travels to one place, the same place. They look the same, most mentality. One actually goes with a different intention. one goes to explore and to taste different things, and the other one has thinking about, I hear about that place that do this can happen, I can get steal from you, I can get harassed, you know. And they do experience completely different realities.
In the same location,
in the same location. So,
like, people ask me too, like, oh, you're in Mexico, the cartel, this and that.
yeah,
whatever.
right.
And I'm like, okay, well, if you come here to drink and party every single day and do drugs, okay, then that's what you'll get. You
yeah,
can
you
do
might
that.
die.
Yeah, like you can do that. But if you're here to like live and explore yourself and connect with nature and dance and like I haven't seen any of this.
It's like we use here among the Tulum people, the Tulum vortex, and it is, you know, it is if you are. That's what most of our friends, you know.
It is what you want it to be.
It's rare, really, to find so many people flowing through life. You know, you just walk into this little shop and you park your scooter, and then like everybody's like, "Hey, what's up?" You know, today.
Barefoot, everybody's barefoot.
Not barefoot, but I mean, like, you know, like everybody's kind of authentic.
Yeah.
I find this is a place, except for Burning Man, that I found people being so themselves, you know, unapologetically, like you say. You know, they're like a unique, and they embrace their uniqueness, no matter if you like it or not. You know, no matter if you
doesn't
like
matter.
it or not. Yeah. Also, it's a place where, like, yeah, hardcore situations can happen. One day people die, you know, but you don't resonate with this, but it still happens. People come and transform their life, or they go to hell. Yeah, here, like, the energy is, I don't know, like, it's not for everyone. Definitely, it's strong.
Especially to live here the full year without leaving, coming back and forth, it's different, bro. Trust me.
I haven't even done that yet.
Oh,
a year. You done it already?
Yeah, I'm like a year and a half in now.
Yeah, I usually escape for the summer season.
Yeah, I plan on doing that this time. It's just hot and rainy.
But yeah, it's definitely a magical place. Contrasting. Yeah. We love to look.
But I mean, that's with everything. Contrast, duality, hot, cold, inhale, exhale, winter, summer, like love, pain, like it's both.
Yeah, it has everything, all the aspects. That's why you don't get bored. If you go bored because you're not going out. Yeah. Right now I'm like this, and next day I'm swimming in the ocean. The next day I'm like I don't know, running, jumping.
Bro, here time is different. Like you don't really know what time it is or what day it is. It's just what time is it now and what do I want to do now? That's all that matters.
It depends what you do, right? If you're not
Yeah.
tied to a schedule, like it happens many people that we know, like not tied to a schedule, they're just creating something. Many of them working online, many of them they like do experiences of like retreats, or many just like living life, you know. They come just to spend the time in here and connect. Yeah. What we say, you know, the most people away from the matrix are.
Yeah.
What we consider to be negative, but it's not. You know, as everything has a place in life.
Yeah.
If you want to work from 8 to 5, it's your choice, and I accomplish a purpose, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's good. Maybe I wouldn't like that for myself. If you do it, go for it.
As long as you enjoy it.
And if you don't either, it still has a reason to be.
Yeah, but if you don't, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Well, I mean, like,
just ask yourself that question. If you're doing something you don't like to do, what are you doing?
Maybe the ones listening to this podcast are asking themselves that question. Most people won't.
At least one of you guys. At least one of you guys.
1.5.
Okay, bro. So you brought them. You're wearing them. You created them. Your glasses.
Oh, this?
The portals, bro. These are epic, and they grab so much attention everywhere you go, Mr. Miyagi. What inspired you to create them? They're like portals, bro. Clearly,
I call them
everybody
portals.
tells you that.
I call them portals.
And you can purchase it online for a specific price.
No, I don't sell them. I made this myself. I bought one in this festival in Santa Barbara back in 2019. What was it? Envision. Envision is in Costa Rica, right?
Envision. Yeah.
Yeah. Lucidity.
Okay.
to see it in Santa Barbara. I don't know, it was just a beautiful occurrence. This woman did all this ceremony, and then I purchased these portals. I mean, she just called it like, I don't even know which name. Has things and these feathers, you know.
Ooh.
And then like the same year I lost them, the very last day at Burning Man in 2019. Then like I thought like this is kind of like an icebreaker, you know, when you meet people. They're like, what is this, you know? And they're like, kind of, if you want to connect with people, I wear this.
So you wear it all the time?
I don't wear it all the time.
Nah.
No. I barely wear this in California and the States, unless it's Burning Man or like certain specific events.
But it's
because it generates, because this is so different.
Yeah,
Most people,
I understand.
you get rid for a lot of judgment.
Yeah,
If you wear some, or even if I wear dress like this, you know, I wouldn't be like dressing like, I will be wearing jeans, you know, in California. I mean,
Jeans? Ugh.
I mean, maybe not. No, I wear jeans sometimes. It's nice. Like
No.
All the
That's
stretchy
true.
when you go to Europe.
But here it's just different. Like people wearing jeans, you're like, what are you doing? Like it's hot. Like,
yeah, it's one of those aspects of myself that are, I guess, interesting for most people.
But
To me, at the beginning, well, I will create, and then I still, with intention, when I create one of them, I visualize. First, I feel myself for which stones I'm gonna put in here,
yeah.
and then I have done that for people, for clients, that I will create those specifically,
See?
having the intention to create. But those are that comes with my experiences,
Of course.
and because my experiences cost thousands of dollars. So I can
Priceless.
include one of these.
No, they're priceless.
If I sell one of these, it will be no less than $500
yeah.
because it takes me like freaking sometimes 12 hours to make.
And
So besides, that comes with a fat. It's super cool, unique.
it's one of
know,
one,
but-
and I'm sure that they could be like, hey, I want this.
If I
this,
have
and
the
that.
time.
Yeah.
No, I'm more like you say, intuitively. I use my get into this state of presence, and usually every single time I pick the colors, are the colors I want.
There
It's
you go. You
interesting.
already know.
And the stones, you know, I don't even go and look for the meaning. I just pick like whatever it feels like. I can see the colors in the person, and then like I choose the colors of
Right.
the stones, and then like I give intention of the energy that I imagine they want to create in their lives, or like it's this intention. And while I'm making it, I'm having these visualizations, like when I do the energy flows. You know, I get myself connected between my breath, my movement, and the environment, and I visualize. All related to each person is different. It changes all the time.
To me, this is true connection, like deep. It's nature. It's natural. It's no. Oh well, what do you want? What stone? What does this mean? No, you just somehow already know by feeling, by tuning in, by like, oh, what looks good on them? What feels good for me? What do I want to work with?
You
What
don't
will look
need
good?
this. You know, you don't need this.
No.
I don't need this to look at reality the way I want to be. To me, at the beginning, it was the intention was to look at people the way they are truly, you know. But I don't need this to do that. I just need to think about it. This is more like a reminder, you know, to look at reality from a perspective of authenticity and looking them for the gifts, not for the flaws, you know, which is more important. More important to look at the problems, but just suddenly move yourself through the solutions and through the magic instead to like you know, say I don't like this, I don't like that. Like, what about
What do you like?
if you have a buffet in here and things that you never tried before, and you can go to this buffet and fill up your plate with every single item will be like an insanely tasty experience, knowing like maybe 50% of it or maybe more is like something that you will dislike.
But that's okay, because now you know, especially if you don't know. That's good.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that. I was about to go somewhere with what you were saying, but then the food, the food took over. The food took over, man.
Yeah, two things that I use a lot for doing metaphors are food and the ocean, and music and movement.
I mean,
Yeah,
uh,
metaphor for everything in life, really.
to enjoy food or nature or the ocean or fire, you don't need to speak the same language. That is a universal language. Just
Yeah, you speak flavor.
you speak flavor, you speak life, you speak art.
Flow. You speak flow. It's nature has this unspoken language, you know, and it's always a beautiful fusion of beauty, wisdom, like incomprehensible intelligence, um, and it's just majestic, you know. Yeah, when you look at a sunset, and it's always different. When you look at a sunrise, when you look at a flower blossoming, when you look at just the trees moving with the wind, when you see how the seasons change, you know, on your garden, on your neighborhood, on the trees, you know, the colors, people, moods, people's going through life, you know. Yeah, there's art and there's nature everywhere if you choose to see it.
And it's all the same thing. It's all art, it's all nature, it's all love. I love the people watch. And to me, fashion is a statement of like, this is the energy that I like to embody. Like, you like that. That is what you like. It's not because you need it. It's not because it looks cool. It's just like, this is what feels right for me. And I don't care if you like it or not. It's more like, this is how I want to present myself today.
It's kind of like a mystery to me. I don't even know if I look at myself sometimes, like, what the heck?
Really?
I rarely see myself in the mirror.
Wow.
Yeah, I rarely see when I wake up. Today I didn't see myself in the mirror. Well, if I'm gonna trim my hair, you know, or if I need something, you know, if I'm brushing something. But yeah, it's not I guess I'm not care much about my ego, or maybe I do. I don't know, but I think the best appearance is a careless appearance, in a sense.
I understand.
But then here we live in a world of
attachment.
aesthetics. We are attached to the superficial aspects of the human expression, you know. Even myself, I know I am. You know, I can be judgmental for things the way they look. I'm like everyone else too. At the same time, I feel like ashamed when I do that. Then, like, I start looking, trying not to try, just be all the time there, you know. Yeah, looking at the real beauty. I guess that's why was my biggest I would spend a lot of time since my teenage years towards my adulthood, thinking about what beauty is. Yeah, what real beauty is, you know. And then, yeah, we'll just go between like the friends that you have and the relationship that you have with this reality. You know, that's what I will go so much to nature, to my friends. Most of my friends growing up were nerds, let's say, you know. I love people that I can have a conversation with. At the same time, I will be very athletic. You know, I will like be with like the kids, you know, that, you know, do exercise, you know, or look in a certain way. But if I wanna spend my time, it will be with someone that I can go beyond, right? Yeah, I was a weird kid, like most of my weird kids. Yeah, I lose my childhood at early age when I started learning about metaphysics, really, because at 13, 14, learning about those things, you start learning about the universal laws at that age. Then what are you gonna talk about with a kid of your age? Not even a kid of your age. You know,
Well,
why are you gonna talk about like kids like 5, 10 years older than me? They were like completely in like somewhere else. I will be talking with like people over 40, 50s that actually they've been going through life, you know, have life experience, you know. And then like growing up on my 20s, I've made peace with that somehow. It doesn't matter, but I wouldn't judge how, like, if I'm hanging out with drug addicts or if I'm hanging out with like catedratics from universities or like or someone that seems to be so spiritual or someone who seems to be so like vain and completely into the ego, you know, I wouldn't judge, you know. I will recognize it though. But that exposed to everything, you know, and being okay with everything. I mean, it was just from my preference. Most people don't do that, not even now. You know, most people like, I am selective who I hang out with, you know, but I see though, everything that comes around has a reason to be. Like characters in Tulum, you know.
Yeah, you run into them.
You run into
You
some that are, oh my goodness, but it's still like it's part of it. It's part of it, you know. Then like ooh, you know. Yeah, doesn't matter if they're like everyone. It's just a funny thing. It's like I have learned some of the most incredible lessons for people that you wouldn't expect it to.
Yeah, yeah. Especially
Yeah.
the ones that trigger you that you don't. They have something for you.
Not just trigger you, someone that you wouldn't agree shit up with them, but then like they teach you like some of the most valuable ones.
Yeah, yeah. I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, yeah. It's then like the other idea of reinforce, you know, of like us that there is a reason for everything in life. Every aspect of life, every matiz of life has a reason to be, and as the idea of like there is no death.
There's no what?
Death.
Death?
There's no
Yeah,
death.
we have a misconception with what death is.
That's one
mean,
of I guess your relationship with that concept influence your longevity to actually in this reality.
big facts.
Because you let go of a lot of
Yeah.
mental limitations and attachments when you do that.
Yeah, because death is not game over. Death is new chapter. Death goes with life. Without death, there is no life. It's just like we were talking about in this world, in this life. That's one of the laws. Everything has a duality here: pain and love, hot and cold, life and death, dark and light, inhale, exhale, summer, winter. That's the duality of life. Is death, but that doesn't mean game over. It means, what's next? Thank you for this beautiful life. And I'm sure that they want to hear, I want to know, you talked about beauty and real beauty with nature. What is real beauty to you?
Things that are harmonious. Yeah. Even in the things that are not harmonious, actually. It's depends from where you're looking at it. The more your portal to look at life is broader, you can transform unwanted situations and things that are undesirable into something that is meaningful and has beauty, even death. You know, even like things that are horrendous. You know, there's beauty in blood. There's beauty in flowers. You know, there's if you look at a flower, if you actually eventually you grow your own foods one day, and you see how out of that compost, there's like all these zillions organisms killing each other, and what is left is like a battlefield. You know, after a war, you know, everything just destroyed. You know, and then like that dark matter is actually what gives a nourishment for the flowers, for the colors, for the fruits that you're gonna eat. You're eating death. So the concept of death is nothing negative, really. There's no such a thing as vegan. Really, everything comes out of it.
Oh, they're not gonna like that. That's
cares?
okay. That's okay. Who cares? There's
You
no
know,
such thing as
but
vegan.
then then you realize like there's an ongoing life force going everything. When I just the smell of the compost, it's one of the most delicious things to me. You know, doesn't smell bad, really.
What?
Yeah, compost. In the process of it, you know, it's just like the heat that you open the compost, just, the steam coming out. You know, this life force getting there, like life force to the.
So much energy that
So
it has a
if
smell.
you can compare that to humanity itself, how like we build these cities and we heat it up. You go to the rainforest, you are driving your scooter, and it's like 17 degrees in the rainforest, you're freezing. Then like you arrive to town, it's 25. Yeah, you know, you arrive to the city, it's warmer here. So it's a combustion of mental energy, mental pollution, and dioxide of carbon, like all that too, you know. But yeah, the most polluting thing that exists is the human mind.
Oh,
Yeah.
that part.
Yeah, that's beautiful too. That expands. Maybe that's the reason why the universe expands, because we are thinking and doesn't matter. You know, it's just like the stirring of energy is still like getting bigger. You know. Yeah. So everything is beautiful depending of where you're looking at it. Yeah. For what is beautiful for me is annoying for some people. Yeah, like us wake up for the sunrise. How many people are looking at the sunrise?
When we go,
Yeah, usually.
sometimes 5, sometimes 12.
How many people in Tulum?
Like that go to sunrise.
Yeah,
Like total.
total. Maybe 200?
Maybe 100, 200.
Yeah.
This is like a
What,
big number.
What percentage we're talking about?
2?
Less. 0.2.
Yeah, probably.
Less 0.2. People that watch one of the most beautiful things that you can watch from our perspective.
Exactly.
From our perspective.
One of the most beautiful things you
Then
can
what
watch.
it tells you. That most people are just not like us. As simple as that. Not like we are better than them.
No.
But for us, they're missing such a beauty, you know. For them, you could be at the gym. You could be making your coffee.
You could be making money.
You know,
You could be
making
working.
money. You could be, which is like what it is. you know.
Cool.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, buy me coffee later.
Cacao.
Yeah, cacao. Make a smoothie. Yeah. So nothing is bad, you know. Nothing is ugly, really. Yeah, I remember. I still think about that woman. Was in this farmers market in San Diego, and there was this woman that she looks like a indigenous person. Like her face was like really ruggedy. You know, her body was like, you know, you look and doesn't have any of aesthetical shape. But instantly I felt like what was it? Love, beauty, pure beauty out of this human, you know? I was like enchanted by her presence, you know? I remember. And I thought like, wow, this my soul is liking it definitely, you know? And she just disappeared, you know? But I remember during her appearance, you know? I was like, well, was maybe in this moment of time when I'm not truly to myself, or maybe I was, I don't know, maybe I wasn't. But sometimes it often happens, you know, that you meet people and if you're in this state of awareness or whatever it is that connected between yourself, then you recognize your soul, instantly recognize them. And it happens because I usually lose my shyness and go and talk to people. And sometimes
You shy?
I'm shy, dude. I don't talk. If I go to California, I barely talk to anybody. Yeah.
Wow, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Wow, I wouldn't
Yeah,
have thought
I
that.
barely do that. But here, it seems like I'm not. Seems like everybody think I'm very social, and I'm not. Yeah, here it's just because it feels more familiar. You know, here you just go to spaces like it's a magnetism happen. You know,
Yeah, it's
you
really
see it.
magical.
You know,
It's
but
what?
yeah.
Speaking of beauty and love, like there's a quote to me that has stood out for so many years, and it's like, you know, real beauty and real love when you truly love something. When you see a flower and you
That's
admire
true.
it
That's
for
a-
its being, you don't have to pick it for yourself. You let it be, knowing that it'll live longer without your interference, interaction, the need to have it, to desire it. And the same thing with humans. If she's meant to be for you, you know, give her the love and attention, but also let her go. Let her go. Let him go. If he or she is meant to be with you, they'll come freely and willingly, which is what you want in the first place. You don't want to chase anybody. You don't want to change anybody or force anybody to do anything. You are you. We inspire people, not by trying to inspire anybody, but you lead by example. You live the life you want, and it automatically, without even thinking about it, it inspires others to find their greatness, to find their happiness, to find their healing, whatever it is, to find their purpose. Just by viewing somebody else in this energy automatically has the domino effect of the inspiration, which is Kobe Bryant's definition of greatness. Real greatness is inspiring others by leading by example because it lasts forever. It's infinite. You inspire me, I inspire she inspires him, so on and so forth, and it continues. The domino effect.
Yeah, yeah. It's been coming to my awareness like in the last few years. Sometimes it's a difficult topic to talk about when you look at people having discord on their relationships between themselves and with other people. I come to the idea. I don't know if this is a universal truth, but it feels to me that in order for you to actually love someone, you first have to love yourself. If you don't, then whatever you're feeling right now is not love. Or maybe love doesn't even exist. It's only a biochemical reaction. But definitely, mathematically speaking, there's a vibration that resonates with certain emotions. If you're like in a state of vibrancy of frequencies, you're pulsing frequencies that relate to positive emotions, you are there. But if you say you love someone when you're feeling frustrated, that's not true. If you say you love someone or whatever good feeling you have about someone when you are feeling disconnected between yourselves, that's not true. It's just a saying because we've been indoctrinated by religion.
Programmed, yeah. Religion.
By religion. By ways of belief systems, But then we live this utopia trying to find love, which is not the most important. The most important actually is connection.
I think raw authenticity.
Connection is, to me, more when you're connected between yourself, you can connect between each other, between other people. It's more sustainable and organic way to express and to live life,
Yeah, just like you said, if you don't love you, to me, love is real for sure. But if you don't love yourself, that's the first one. If you don't learn how to love yourself, remember how to love yourself deeply, self-love, how can you give love if you don't even know what it feels like to love yourself, which is the first thing? Or how can you allow to yourself to receive it if you don't know what it feels like to receive love? So it's limited, and I feel like most of society does not have the depth of understanding of what love is.
I
it's
think
not
the concept is confusing.
Yeah.
You're using the word itself. I was using the word consciousness. I myself don't even use it because I don't understand it. When I use the word love, it's more like a habit, not like actually something that comes from a deep definition. Really.
a way of being, not
But,
just romantic.
That's all right to use the word connection.
Yeah,
But,
connection is good.
I think the word love is embedded so much into religious concepts that are intended to keep you one state of awareness of this reality, as morals for politics. We have the less moral. It's funny that they intend morality when they it pulls it's completely the opposite. But yeah. We're doing yoga now.
I mean, I'm still 6'5". I love to meditate, but yeah, sitting here like this. You stretch too. I don't want to hear it.
I stretch. I don't do purposely yoga anymore. I used to a long time ago. I do a stretch. I mean, I feel like sometimes the need of
Your body wants some stretch.
yeah, my chest. Yeah, definitely. Especially if I'm doing certain dance moves. I'm like, oh, what happened there? I didn't stay there. So yoga works.
My hip.
Stretching. Yeah, to me, I mean, it became simple, to get into a physical state, in a physical shape, it's simple, really. I don't have to do much exercise. Yeah, I do very little. I remember showing the other day. How many push-ups? Only one.
But this push-up took like 10 minutes.
Slow. But you're not in the process. You're breathing. You're focusing. Your mind actually doing this instead.
No,
like
it was really good. I was
but
impressed.
Then, your mind is so you can, if you choose to, where is your mind? Where do you put your thoughts?
Where do you go?
Where do you go? Then you have a more fulfilled awareness of your physical apparatus. Then you give the signals of your body. I'm doing this not just to look good. I'm doing this to have control over my energy output. I'm doing this to have control over my energy field, my point of attraction, over the manifestations that I'm going to have, over the happiness I'm going to generate. The beautiful moments that I don't even know how they're going to come. I just know they're going to come. So many things that you can go. It's unlimited, really, about the flavors that you're going to experience, about the ways how I'm going to walk and dance between the jungle, when the oceans, the unlimited type of waves that are going to be submerging into, and the beautiful humans are going to be co-creating. It just can go like forever, the things are going to create, the art, the music, the material things, the beautiful things, like contrasting things even, all the branches of your brain is just go forever. So doing things consciously, like exercises, to me makes so much more sense. I go into a gym and watch a screen and having a routine. Like I just don't.
I feel you.
I could still do that. I go to a gym and.
It's just what do you want?
But I mean, I wouldn't never do it like most people do.
It's okay.
Kind of like escaping away from reality and just being so monotonous, which is okay. Just as people do it, they get results. Yeah, it takes me, if I want to get in certain physical shape, it takes me no more than 2 weeks. Yeah, we can play basketball.
Again.
Like I thought about it.
You're not ready for this, bro.
He believes.
I believe.
He believes I would never beat him in basketball.
Never.
I stopped playing basketball over 10 years ago. I tell you, I played 10 basketballs. 10 times I played basketball. 10 times I played basketball with you. By the 10th time, I mean, it would be rare when you actually beat me in basketball.
I think even they're laughing
We should actually
they know
prove
better,
it.
bro. Never.
Oh, brother. The amount of times when people underestimate what percunas can do. Yeah. But I'm a weirdo, man.
It's okay.
I'm a weirdo, but I'm
That's
sorry.
why I love you.
You wouldn't be able to, Yeah, it would be, I'm telling you, man.
Bro, you might have to drink some of Michael Jordan's secret stuff in Space Jam, which is just water.
It seems like impossible because you have seen how bad it was last time. No? I couldn't get into the rhythm. I was like, I totally forgot. Dude, I mean, over 10 years that I don't play basketball. I was like, what the? No, I couldn't get into it.
All right.
At the end of the game, I just started getting into okay.
And now it's over.
Basically. And that was like 2 years ago, no? I think it was how old it was. Like 2 years ago? Like
No,
1 year and a half.
1 year.
Yeah. Anyway, it's incredible what the body can accomplish.
Okay, all right. Well, if you really feel that way, whenever you're ready, you give me a call.
We can go 10 days, and we make a video, and let's see.
It's going to be so bad.
Yeah, that's what you're saying.
It's okay, though.
Challenge.
Okay,
Challenge.
All right. Perkunas,
Yeah.
Master Roshi, Maestro.
What's that? What's that, Roshi? Oh, Dragon Ball.
Yeah, okay. Take this time, take this space, whatever message you have for the world, and what are you doing? Where can they follow you? You don't have an age, so don't ask. He doesn't, Perkunas is his real name, and yeah, the floor is yours.
What? Will you talk about me?
What message you want to, so we're wrapping up.
Okay, yeah.
So the spot is yours.
Message. Well, who I am? My name is Perkunas. I do experiences. You can call it transformative experiences, and sometimes are here in Tulum or around the world, depending of the people that I'm co-creating with. They all relate to nature connection in some extent, and eventually it's going to be to nature preservation. I am currently in Tulum, some traveling, also do life coaching, and also I'm a chef, and I create culinary experiences as well. I do a lot of things. To be honest, I love variety, and I sometimes do art. Sometimes I do things that are completely unconventional, completely conventional too. I think it's because I immerse myself into variety, and I recognize that as nature itself, how it proliferates and thrive. I think people, the more they expose to the beauty that this life has to offer, have the better chances to create the expansions in the mind and the habits to have a better life for each one of us. So yeah, I can tell you more, but I think that's enough.
Yeah, we could talk forever. But, brother, thank you. Amazing. Effortless. We just show up and
That's
talk.
it.
That's all I gotta do.
Your turn. Close it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah? Every time. Well, that was episode 4. My brother Perkunis. I'm Gabriel, your host and holistic wellness coach. You know where to reach me, masterkeys.com. Or just come hang out. That's probably way better. But
Yeah. Hang out here in Tulum.
anywhere, just come. Just hit me up. Hit him up. Get together.
We flow.
Yeah. Ding. Yeah, okay. That's what was missing. Until next time.